Hello, this is the Some Fine Dogs podcast. My name is Kenneth. This is where you guys say your names. I thought we were
I'm
doing
Mykl.
And I am Matt.
And
I'm leaving
we
that
are
one
not we're not the fun dogs. The listeners are the some fun dogs. And we are your local representatives.
in. You are some fine dogs out there.
Are we doing that again?
No, we're not. We're keeping this
No,
in.
we're not, Kenneth.
That was too good. That
Okay.
awkward pregnant silence in between that's too good. So, June 30th, 2019. How are you guys?
I am hype. Because I get to see some bright, colorful, loud, and dangerous fireworks.
What's your favorite part about that? Is it the bright and colorful or is it the dangerous?
Well, there's an established risk at Blast in the Valley where, you actually could die. Or at least be severely burned. Depending on how close you get. Actually, I don't know. Those are some pretty long range fireworks.
Well, it happened one year, can happen again.
Yeah. The predictability has only gotten greater.
You can stand on the fireworks, and take the sweet embrace of death
Yeah.
for a firework.
How are
And the
you,
American
Kenneth?
flag exploding through your holes. I'm doing pretty good.
That's good, man. Got any plans for tonight? You going?
No, I'm not going to that.
Oh, come on. Let's go, Kenneth. Come with me. Let me take you away and not take you back home because then I'll just get stuck in your driveway again.
Learn to drive, Mike. That's what.
How
I'm saying.
about you learn to make a driveway that makes sense?
The hill,
Fix your driveway.
the big hill.
There was a
What am I to do?
pit. There was a pit and it was obscured by like logs and rocks, and I was in the dark, and your driveway doesn't line up.
Did you have your lights on?
No, Kenneth, I did not have my rear facing headlights on.
I'm talking about the flashlight that you bring when you drive. That's what
I keep my phone flashlight on every time I drive at night, and I just stick it out the window.
To be fair, Kenneth, your driveway is weird.
It's very weird. I will defend this till I die. I feel like we do need to move past this, though, Kenneth. It's a hindrance in our relationship. Or I don't know. It might be a bond. Who knows?
It's not.
When I left your house,
Yeah,
Kenneth, I was driving home, and I realized my car was in neutral for like a good bit. Like there was a good little bit when I was driving in neutral. I was very
I
confused as
think
I was
that
backing out
means
of the driveway.
I think that means you weren't driving.
Well,
you were
like I
you
was
were
sliding
hanging on.
down like the hill, right?
Yeah.
And my car, I was like, why am I going so slow? And I was in neutral for like a good little bit there.
I can't say much. That kind of happened to me, and then I realized my emergency brake was on, or my parking brake. I forget what the difference is in those.
Once you're parking, once for emergency.
I don't know the one that's like a big shift it upward. I feel like I'm going into overdrive when I do that.
Maximum overdrive?
Yeah, except I go a lot slower.
Maximum underdrive, if you will. So, starting off from the top, how do you guys feel about college now that we are essentially just over a month out?
I feel no different than the last time we talked about this. Like, I am no
I
more
feel
prepared.
quite different.
I'm no more prepared. I have basically just killed time. But I did learn in the time between the pre-show and this what my move-in date was, and it's later than I thought. August 17th.
Oh, nice.
So there you go.
Do you
Get a little
know
bit
who you're rooming with?
yeah, Brendan Kirby.
I tried to get in
Brendan.
contact with my roommate, and apparently my roommate doesn't check his EKU email. So
Oh, to be honest, I'm in that boat. I don't know what my Bria email is. Well, I do. I don't
but at
think I
least you
can
can
check
still
it on my.
contact your roommate. I can't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
that's true.
contact him at all.
You know your roommate. So.
True.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
true.
my roommate. At least.
He's a good feller.
I hope.
At orientation, we went and ate some pizza. We searched for this Bob Dylan mural that somebody painted in Berea, and then we realized we were on the like opposite side of town once we started asking people. But like we saw the photo of it and we saw that it was in Berea, and we both thought we knew exactly where it was, which was like behind Papolino's, the pizza place and the ice cream place, fudge place around there, and it was not. We went back there and there was just like vines growing on concrete. We were very disappointed. That was our adventure there.
In fairness, you do live further away. Brendan lives pretty close to that, and I don't
Yeah,
know what his
he
excuse
lives.
is.
He lives right where the gym is that you
Yeah,
regularly attend.
well now they're gonna find me.
You don't know what gym you go to. Maybe if you promote it more, like you
You
have
you
all
could
4 years
you
of
could
school.
promote it. You
Mm.
could promote it, but then we might be revealing where somebody lives. Is that bad?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, it's bad.
We've been
I
talking
don't
about
think so.
like pretty good amount.
So completely off
Right
topic
now.
from that, I have to
Oh, go
ask, how do you guys get your skin to look so good?
I don't.
Yeah, mine doesn't.
Excuse me? Like,
uh,
I have been blessed throughout all of high school, not having much in the way of acne or pimples or whatever. As soon as I get out of high school, I have an acne flare up, and it's horrendous.
um, it started happening to me in middle school, as most kids, and I started complaining about it, and my grandma was like, "Well, you're just stupid because you don't take a wash rag and scrub your face every morning." And I started doing that in middle school, and then it kind of cleared up. And then I just kind of never bothered with it, so I just get acne every now and then.
See, like, I am using like a face cream every morning when I take a shower and every night before I go to bed. I use these like pads that are meant to like clean out your pores or whatever. And I also use traditional acne cream, and yet I have like the worst acne I've ever had.
Don't use a lot of
Oh.
things at the same
Well,
time.
yeah, because that could dry my skin out, right? But I'm not
Plug
using
the-
it like on my cheeks or anything like that. Just on acne places.
Plug the brand that you're using so we know not to buy them.
Stridex pads for one thing.
Okay.
I'm using Neosporin acne cream, and that stuff sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what the face cream is.
Some weird stuff about my acne. It's always symmetrical. This is really weird, but like, if I get a pimple on one cheek, it appears on the other cheek within like a week or two. It's pretty strange. Either that or like everything amasses into one big pimple somewhere, and then I just have to care for that.
You mean like
Mm.
you get a bunch of little pimples and then they all just form
Yeah.
at the same. See, I took Accutane for a little while.
Oh, so you wanted to kill yourself?
Yes. So so that
Yeah.
worked.
R.I.P. your sperm count, Kenneth. Wow.
That worked
Yeah.
out. And,
Kenneth will never have children. This is confirmed.
I'm not worried about it.
No.
all my acne is like around my mouth. It's all around it in my chin. I get nothing on my cheeks.
Mine's around my hairline.
Same.
Yeah. Or in my beard.
It's the
See, if I grew
worst.
good facial hair, I could at least hide it, but I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the worst whenever it's around your mouth and you can't.
That's like-
You can't
Yeah.
do anything about it.
Oh, you know what's actually the worst is fever blisters or cold sores. I don't know if any of you get those, but I get them awful.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't have a solution for, as far as things that come up on my face. I just have to ride those out.
Accutane.
Yeah, I can do that.
Like it's too
Really,
late.
that's an established side effect is like suicidal thoughts. Or
I didn't
like
know that.
suicidal.
Oh no, I
brain.
did know that. They did tell me.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine.
Are you fine? Are you still taking it?
No. This is like
Okay, you live. You're fine.
I know some BS about
I
like,
do.
life. Antidepressants make you more suicidal for like a week.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
but why?
I don't know why, honestly.
I think it's just like the change and I don't know, going from nothing to something, I guess.
And I didn't believe it myself until I started taking some, and I was like, wow, this is awful.
Wow, dying sounds really good.
Legit, it sounded good before, it sounded even better after. A little bit. Gotta love that.
Yeah.
You're fine though now, right?
Yeah, I don't take them anymore. I hate them. Antidepressants
What was you
are
taking? Like Lexapro?
yeah,
Yeah.
they are a short-term solution to a long-term problem. Because after a while, they stop working and you just feel numb and miserable still. Like,
You also sleep a lot, right?
yeah. But the main thing is that it kills any emotion that you may feel. So, like, you don't feel sad, right? But you don't feel happy either. So it's a trade-off where you're just sort of blank-faced all day.
That could be worse.
It is worse. Ever since I've stopped, like, I stopped like a couple months ago and I feel fantastic. Just, it's horrible.
I mean, I've been taking stuff for my thyroid, and like that's just been making me really tired all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty shitty, gotta
I
say.
hate sleeping. I
Yeah.
hate sleeping for longer than like 8 hours.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I do, but sometimes I like can't live without it. Like I just know then from the night before I'm like I'll have to sleep 12 hours after this.
I'm a pretty light sleeper, so even if I'm like miserable and I finally go to bed after staying up for like all day, I might only sleep for like 6 hours because my cat fell off the cupboard or something.
Yeah, I'm a very heavy sleeper. I really don't wake up much at all. Like there are very few nights when I like wake up and can't go back to sleep, and I know that's like a common problem.
Oh, how I envy you.
Yeah.
I'll have phases where I'll wake up every 2 hours whenever I sleep, and I'll do that for like a week, and then I'll be fine for like 7 months, and then it would just happen again, and I can't.
Well, the trade-off for me is sometimes it's really hard for me to go to sleep. But once I am asleep, I think I usually stay that way. I'm
Well,
also like very angry at whoever wakes me up. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's like a common thing, but my sister used to wake me up and it would just make me like unintentionally angry at her. Like I would feel bad for it afterwards, but I'd be like, why?
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Just to suffer.
Or now I put in my legs and my arms.
That's why alarm clocks are a thing. So you don't like beat up a person and instead beat up a little piece of metal and plastic. Right? I had a SpongeBob clock for a long time. I beat that up.
Yeah.
When I was a little baby, I had a SpongeBob nightlight. That was fun.
Really?
That's yeah.
Nightlights are so cool. Did all of you have a nightlight? Kenneth, did you have one?
I don't think I did.
I
wanted
I'm
one,
always
but
cu-
I just didn't.
That's something that I really want to know now is like what nightlight everybody had. I had a little like it was the front of like a commercial airplane, and it would go into the wall socket, and it looked like it was, a little airplane with the cockpit lit up and stuff. It was pretty cool.
I lied, actually. I did have a nightlight. But it just looked like a generic vibrator, so it's not.
My SpongeBob nightlight had SpongeBob's face on it. You plug it into the wall, and it's just like neon green light swirling around the room.
Oh wow!
It's actually, I remember I got it because I watched The Grudge when I was way too little, and I was like, it was the scene in which like I think it was I don't remember who it was, but they were like on a bed, and there's like a mirror behind the bed, and like
Yeah.
the lady grabs the dude through the mirror and sucks him in, and I like my bed at the time was situated with a mirror behind it, so I was like
Oh,
horrified.
Oh
Some
my
creepy
God.
old like Japanese lady would just pull me through. So I had to sleep with a nightlight for like a year.
Yeah. Similarly, I watched Pet Cemetery at a young age. And there is one specific scene where the guy's son, after he's like risen from the dead, is hiding under a bed. And like the neighbor guy comes over there. Uh, I'm not as refreshed on Pet Cemetery, but the neighbor guy like comes over there and he's like, "Where are you at? Where are you at?" And he's walking by the bed, and the kid just like shoves his little hand out with a knife, and he cuts the back of his ankle. And like that horrified me so much. I would jump from like the door of my bedroom into my bed. Like I didn't want to go within like a 5 foot radius of my bed because I was afraid I was going to get my ankles sliced.
Yeah.
And a nightlight didn't even help that. Only time healed that wound.
I got scared by the SpongeBob episode where Mr. Krabs is a robot. That's like whenever the dude is in the robot suit chasing around the other dude, for some reason that just freaked me out, and I don't know why. Like I couldn't watch it.
I get it.
Do you?
I do.
I
I
don't.
understand.
I saw a Reddit post the other day, and it said that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is like formatted as an actual horror movie, but just for kids. Like the way it's set up, the only thing missing is that like the characters get picked off.
What if they did?
Yeah, that's what some of the guys were talking. They were like, we need like a rated R, like NC-17 version of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
You
Just
could do the same with
absolutely awful.
Wonka. Willy Wonka. The same
Yeah.
idea of like, are these kids actually being murdered?
Yeah.
They were.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is like genuinely scary for a kid, though.
Yeah.
I think everybody forgets that it's like kind of a really unsettling movie.
I remember the thing that scared me was The Cat in the Hat, like the live action movie. Remember when they're
Oh,
going
that
to like the
was
tunnel?
oh yeah.
That like scared me for life.
I had the PS2 game from that movie. All I remember is how bad it was. But I loved it. Like, I knew the game was bad, but I loved that game. I'm gonna look up.
As a child, don't really have like a semblance of quality, so everything is just sort of okay. Well, this is not good, but I still like it.
Yeah.
'Cause
It
it's
did
yours.
get a. It did get a 56% on Metacritic.
Hey,
Well, hey, that's
above
not
average.
passing, but yeah, it's above average.
Yeah, that's still a grade F.
More than half of the people who played that game liked it, but slightly more.
Yeah. Yeah. GameSpot gave it the exact same score. I want to see who the developers are and what else they've made.
I think they crashed after that. But yeah.
Legit probably got stuck making ports and stuff.
It's Backbone Entertainment. I've seen this logo before. You don't remember? Rock Band. They made Rock Band games.
Oh, how the mighty hath fallen or risen.
Yeah. This is very interesting.
I mean, Rock Band is a thing people heard of, and the Cat in the Hat PS2 game can't
Not so
imagine
much.
played that.
I want to know what percent of the U.S. population has played the Cat in the Hat PS2 game.
No, I grew up playing like Devil May Cry and stuff, so I didn't get to experience the Cat in the Hat.
I grew up playing Shrek 2.
I had
a good game.
I had the Shrek 2 Game Boy game. That was
I never saw
also awful but amazing. It created some good memories.
Trying to remember, I had one like Disney movie game. Trying to remember what it was. Dang it.
Didn't Finding Nemo have a game?
It did.
It did. It was the Disney game Assassin's Creed.
No, it wasn't. That
What?
came later, sir. I'm talking PS2 era.
Oh, so Cyberpunk 2077.
Definitely. Trying to think. I don't remember this. Why don't I remember this?
Was it
what-
Kingdom Hearts?
Hey, that's a game
No,
that
it
we
wasn't Kingdom
probably
Hearts.
all played, right?
I did play that. It was The Nightmare Before Christmas. I remember now. Yeah, it was The Nightmare Before Christmas game.
Now, I just remember the scene of The Nightmare Before Christmas in Kingdom Hearts.
That was pretty cool.
Jack Skellington
Country
was
Road.
like an amazing comrade.
Hmm.
Did they get his voice for that game?
I don't know who voiced Jack Skellington.
It was Danny Elfman.
Did not know.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect it, but it was.
He's not bad.
My favorite character will always be Oogie Boogie, though.
Oh, yes. He's, to this date, one of my favorite movie villains.
Mm-hmm.
Like, out of any movie. Also, why couldn't the games use, like, the Nightmare Before Christmas, like, 90s grunge soundtrack, like, new metal that had, like, Marilyn Manson and Korn? Y'all remember that? Where they, like, remade songs from the movie?
I don't remember this, but that sounds amazing.
Oh, you should look it up.
It sounds very late 90s.
Yeah.
Early 2000s.
New metal with a U.
What happened to Halloween-themed animated movies?
There's
The
Uh,
last one I remember was Paranorman.
The last one I remember was Halloweeny. I don't know if y'all remember that.
I do remember this.
Which one was that?
About like a
Uh,
Frankenstein dog, right?
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about. But like, I think Halloween isn't seen as happy as the holidays, so you're not gonna get as many movies made about it now.
Did you guys watch Monster House?
Yes.
Monster House is fantastic.
A modern masterpiece, you mean?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, now I'm looking at the track list of the Danny Elfman Nightmare Revisited compilation. It's got Danny Elfman himself, Marilyn Manson, the All American Rejects, Korn, Rise Against, Plain White Tees, Shiny Toy Guns. This is fire. I want this.
Man,
Are
remember
you
when
getting a
Disney
final?
tried to make music stars out of all of its teenage actors?
Yeah.
And now most of them fucked up in
Most
some.
of them do drugs and or are dead
Yeah, that's true.
or are irrelevant. I don't know. The Jonas Brothers are trying to make a comeback.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was unaware of this.
Well, that shows how effective it is.
Yeah.
True. I need to check Billboard. I want to see if any of their songs are on it. They released like a couple new ones.
This was like a month ago. I don't know if this was related, but I went into a CD shop that I go to, and somebody turned in a whole collection of Jonas Brothers CDs, like vinyl records, and just other like paraphernalia.
Yeah, on the Billboard Hot 100, Jonas Brothers' song "Sucker" is at number 6.
Huh.
Oh my god.
Good for them.
And again, there aren't that many songs that really make the Billboard Top 100. Like, Old Town Road has been top for 12 weeks. For 12
Oh my
weeks,
god.
it's been number 1.
It's crazy.
It is.
Oh,
You
I
think
just
so?
looked it up. Jonas Brothers is in on the cassette thing now. You can buy Jonas Brothers cassettes.
Cool.
They have separate versions of the same album. If you get the Joe version, the cover is just a picture of Joe, and if you get the Kevin version, the cover is just a picture of Kevin.
Wasn't
There's
Kevin
also
Jonas like the one no one remembers?
yeah, Nick's the one everybody remembers. His version has a slightly better picture, and the cassette is pink.
Nice.
I feel like this is bootleg. I don't feel like this is legit.
Joe Jonas was in a band for a while. I remember this. It wasn't bad. I'm trying to remember what the band was called. Dance, but it was stylized as DNCE. They had like one good song.
That's better than most.
Better
bands.
than none.
The best brothers is the Naked Brothers band, as we all know. Didn't they also have a video game?
No idea.
I'm looking this up. I think they had a video
I
game.
hope not.
I think it was on DS, if I'm not wrong. Yes, they had a game on PS2, Wii, Nintendo DS, and Windows. It got a 2 out of 10 on IGN.
That's great. And IGN has some low standards too, so you know that game's bad.
Yeah. I think I talked to you about this at one point, Matt. But there's this like big problem within game ratings that like nobody likes to do bad reviews of games anymore.
Yeah.
Like there's hardly any now. Like the lowest you'll see is usually like a 6 out of 10.
Because
Yeah.
giving a game a super low score is kind of a big FU to the developers and the publisher. Especially for
Yeah.
review sites that have to keep up with like not being blacklisted by publishers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there any like independent game reviewers, because sometimes when I watch an IGN review or a GameSpot review, I just get the slight feeling it might be sponsored.
You can, I mean, like, most YouTubers are probably pretty biased. There's a
Yeah.
YouTuber I watch a lot, his name is SkillUp, and he
Skill Up.
does, like, really long-form reviews, and he's really cool and unbiased.
One I'm a fan of, but he doesn't do it for all games, is Angry Joe Show. If you
Yeah. Joe's
Yeah, I
pretty
know.
are a
great.
fan. He's great.
Yeah.
I don't
there-
know another man that can have so much fun with just one green screen.
I don't know, he's so, like, I respect people who can take something as simple as a review and make something interesting out of it.
Yeah.
I don't watch food reviews because I don't find food all that interesting to watch. But if you guys know the channel Review Bra,
Yes.
a report of the week,
I watched that just to like get me hungry. Like if I'm about to go eat, I'll watch one of those just to get me hungry.
it's just the way he delivers in this like 1930s-esque radio talk show host voice.
Yeah. We're actually competing with him right now because I do believe he has a talk show or a podcast.
You're right, he does. He's going to win, but
Yeah.
You don't know that.
I see defeat right now. But
We're promoting him right now. So.
we're big fans of Review Bra. You don't know, look him up.
We'll let him win.
You've probably seen him before. In various
Yeah.
You've seen there's a video I love, and it's Nothing Can Stop Review Bra, and they cut scenes of a bank robbery in with him reviewing like a chicken biscuit, and it's a part where like he's looking out his like window, and you just hear vague gunshots in the background.
Oh my god. I get the feeling he's a pure soul though. Like I don't think he could do anything wrong.
How old is he?
He's almost 30. I know that because he started young. He's been on YouTube for a while.
He looks like he's 13.
I'll look this up. Review Bra age. Actually, I was completely wrong. I'm completely wrong. He's 22 years old.
Yeah, okay. That's
So older than I thought he would be.
the hell.
I don't know. I thought he was older.
I'm going back to the Naked Brothers Band video game because I'm now on the Wikipedia page for it. Oh my god. The game was criticized for bad presentation, bad graphics, as well as misspelling of the lyrics in the game.
Oh my god. How do you do that?
IGN gave it 2 out of 10 for bad controls. Also, on the PlayStation 2 version, songs like I Could Be and 3 Is Enough lets the players do vocals as the character Nat, but has Alex singing the lead vocals instead. Also on that version, the song eventually leaves out some words. And on some versions, Don't Turn Around doesn't have any lyrics whatsoever.
Why?
If I see this game in real life, it's going in the collection, fellas.
They
don't
get
even
caught
care.
in that quickly.
But it'll be worth a whole 15 cents.
On eBay.
You
How much
think
can
of
I
all
get
these
this?
these shows, right? They didn't really last all that long, but you see them all throughout your childhood. Like, let me see here. Hannah Montana ran for like 5 years, right? Which is pretty long.
Yeah.
Did you guys know the Jonas Brothers show only lasted 1 year?
Really?
That's incredible.
I know, right? It feels like it lasted a lot longer.
Maybe it was just reruns.
Drake and
We
Josh
were
was
too
only 3
stupid to
years.
realize it.
I thought Drake and Josh was like longer than Hannah Montana.
Yeah, I thought Drake and Josh was like at least like 7 to 8 years for some reason.
It was this lost art of making good TV shows that could be watched over and over again.
Also, I respect a short-lived TV show that people remember because then it kind of shows that they knew when to quit. Maybe they just ran out of ideas or something. They're like, okay, let's stop.
True.
Either that or like the child actors grew up. Like in Stranger Things, they like struggled to film before the kids grow up. So
Yeah.
I imagine that's always been a problem.
And there's not much you can do when your actors are just way too old.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're old and they look young, then you like hit the jackpot, I feel.
Don't ever say that.
Not
Don't
like
ever
that.
say that.
Not like that. I mean,
Take
like, if
that
you're a
back.
director, okay?
Take it back.
Look, I'm not taking anything back. I'm just saying.
I'll never take my copy of this Naked Brothers Band video game back. I'm ordering it right now for 99 cents on eBay.
You know what I meant, okay?
Did we?
You did.
Did we, though?
If you
I don't-
were a director,
I mean, our subjects went from naked brothers to old actors that look young. I'm not feeling it, fellas. I'm not feeling it.
I'm just saying that, like, wow, you look so young, I like that, is exactly what you would find on some creepy r/nice guys Reddit post.
Yeah.
All I'm saying.
The infantization of women.
all I'm saying is Harvey Weinstein was pretty successful.
Wait, who's the guy that made iCarly? What's his name? The creepy dude?
Shit, I don't know.
Dan Schneider! Dan Oh my god. He was criticized for having so many scenes about feet, and I think that's the funniest thing ever.
You're right.
And they're entirely true. They're valid in the.
Oh my god.
You're right. Completely valid.
You don't notice it as a kid, though.
Dan, she's a fighter, hold her tighter. Schneider.
I mean, you don't notice it back when, like, your mind wasn't sexualized in the slightest. Of course your mind wouldn't know that.
Dan the foot fan Schneider.
And then when you get older, you realize it's wrong to have those thoughts, so you don't have those thoughts.
But
About
Dan,
underage people.
they never went away for Dan.
Dan Schneider was just trying to brainwash us so we could be like him and like feet.
I blame him for feet, like foot fetishes in general.
And anybody in our age group, I think that's the direct cause.
Yeah.
They watched iCarly. Did he ever actually like get in trouble, or was it just like
He got fired.
people just?
But that was
Oh.
That was literally it, though. Like, it didn't. There was no legal trouble.
I mean, what kind of legal trouble can you impose on that?
Yeah, Nickelodeon cut ties with Dan Schneider.
They're the ones who watched the episodes and went, "All right, yeah, that's good." That's on them.
I'm reading this article now about him.
I don't know. I'll still respect him for giving us Drake and Josh, though. Even if I find his stuff really weird.
Yeah. Like, he could write well, but he was also a fucking freak, so I don't know how to react to him.
Drake and Josh is like unironically funny, and I will fight anyone who disagrees.
Y'all remember Sam and Cat?
Somewhat.
I do.
I barely remember that. It's like cited as one of his TV shows that he did.
Isn't that had like Jeanette McCurdy and Ariana Grande on it, right?
Yeah.
If I remember right, yeah. I know it had Jeanette McCurdy. She's Sam.
I love
yeah,
looking at critic reviews and then looking at like audience reviews.
Yeah. Some
wasn't
movies
this
have
show,
like
like-
a.
Was this show trying to be like a sequel to iCarly?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Sam was Jeanette McCurdy's name in iCarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
But
cross.
anyway, it cites this tweet that Dan Schneider made. It says, "Pick Carly tickles Sam's very unusual toes. If you have a moment, will you please name all of Sam's toes for us?" And then he links the picture.
Oh God, that
Oh.
I'm like physically hurt.
Yeah.
Danny, no.
Dan, don't do it.
Hey.
No. That's horrible. That is actually horrible.
And you're asking me how there would be no legal trouble over him harassing young women.
Never
Jeanette
mind.
McCurdy apparently made a vine towards Dan Schneider, which I'm now going to watch.
She has a YouTube. Did you know that?
Who?
I did not.
Who?
Jeanette McCurdy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Good for her.
Yeah.
She's kind of been forgotten. At least in my mind.
She can
No.
still make a comeback though, I guess.
Yeah, if she
I'll
tried,
tell her.
everybody would remember.
She's doing more directing stuff. What I heard.
I feel like Miranda Cosgrove has been 100% forgotten.
I thought
Yeah. She came back with the meme where she looked like Michael Jackson for like
Yeah,
a
you're
month
right.
or two. That was the last thing
Horrible.
I knew from her.
That's horrible too.
Oh yeah. Y'all remember the fappening? Jeanette McCurdy was involved. Y'all remember that?
No.
Yeah, that was a weird time.
That was a weird time.
I don't remember that.
A bunch of celebrities' nudes got leaked.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That link will not be in the description.
Yeah, I refuse to put anything related to that there. That's horrible, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to do whatever you want with your phone and have it be secure, because it's your property.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you want with your phone, as long as it's not illegal.
Quote from Libertarian Matt. I'm with you, Matt. I'm with you.
Yeah. I can respect that.
As long as whatever you're doing does not harm another person's life, then it's fine.
Okay, here's a moral question. Do you think that like bomb instructions should be available on the internet? Because I mean, there are other ways you could learn about that and all this stuff. And learning about it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do it, but do you think it should be on the internet
No.
available?
I still say
Part of
that.
me wants to say no because bombs, but a part of me
Yeah.
realizes if they want to make a bomb, they're going to know how to do it. It's not hard. You can still find that stuff.
That's kind of my thoughts about it, because
Wasn't there a book called like the Anarchist Cookbook that
Yeah.
had like, yeah,
yeah, that I think that was somewhat. Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
I'm
But
pretty
I
sure
do
that's
know what you're
like
talking
somewhat
about. The
satirical,
Anarchist
but it does tell you how to make some explosives.
Yeah.
My thought process is if you can make it harder for them, then do it.
What is that one? There's one that's like Navy SEAL's handbook that you can like download, and it's.
Yeah, from Wikipedia, the Anarchist Cookbook, first published in 1971, is a book that contains instructions for the manufacture of explosives, rudimentary telecommunications freaking devices, and related weapons, as well as instructions for home manufacturing of illicit drugs, including LSD.
Because I remember when I was back in my Edge days, I had whatever the like Navy SEALs thing was. It would like tell you basically how Navy SEALs and like Green Berets and stuff would hide a razor blade under their skin and stuff like that. Like make a little cut and put it in there and then let it heal up before they went to some camp. Or it was like how to know if somebody's following you in a car.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you weren't in a good mental state, something like that is probably going to make it a whole lot worse, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I kind of struggle in whether or not we should be allowing anyone and everyone to gain access to like dangerous information and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially information that could harm other people. Just anything. Or make it easier to harm other people, at least.
Yeah. Is the Anarchist handbook or cookbook? Is it handbook or cookbook? I think it's
It's the
cookbook, right?
cookbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that banned?
I looked it up. It is banned in the UK and Australia, but in America, while it can be seized, it is not technically considered contraband. So you can download it or buy it and be okay.
It does have 3.9 out of 5 from Barnes and Noble's reviews.
Oh, thank you, Barnes and Noble.
Are you putting a link to that in the description?
Let's not.
Yep. Anarchist Cookbook by William Powell.
Big shout out.
Shout out to William Powell. We know you're listening.
Yeah.
I want to see if he's even alive now. No, he's not. He died in Halifax, Canada.
Oh.
We're coming on the 48-minute mark here for the podcast. And we kind of been talking around it a lot and not really like discussing it. But there was some news that happened earlier this week that we kind of like debated a little bit on whether or not we should bring up, but I feel like it is important, if only because of the situation behind it and the gravity of that situation. So the Twitch streamer Etika went missing last week, and a week after he was gone, he was found deceased in I believe it was the East River in New York. From what has just come out, I think it was like Thursday, they confirmed that it was a suicide. And I feel like the overall reaction to it has been fairly interesting, I think, to watch.
Yeah. It has been very interesting because I know a lot of people did not take him seriously whatsoever.
So, Michael, you stated that you didn't really know Etika all that much.
Yeah, I didn't know about the whole situation until after his death, like confirmed suicide. I didn't even know when he was missing or anything, but I did read and watch a few videos about the kind of downfall and the downward spiral he kind of went down.
And Kenneth, you were like there during the spiral, right?
Yes. During like his breakdowns and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was clear
And
that he needed help.
Yeah, I had watched him a bit before, and like I think it's like I saw someone word it like this. I think it's a good descriptor. It's like the boy who cried wolf, except that there was a wolf the entire time, and no one believed him.
Yeah.
Like, and it genuinely like made me physically angry to see the same people who were like doing the clown Etika meme and
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, he's doing this for attention," then turn around and post the suicide hotline numbers and whatnot. Like, you're so hypocritical, and it's
Right.
like,
That's so shitty.
I
yeah,
think a big thing from one of the videos I watched, basically he was admitted to a mental hospital for just a short time,
Like a few
Mhm.
days.
and yeah, and then the hospital released him saying he had agitation. Like they didn't say he had like depression or anything like that, and that kind of like spread around, and that gave a lot of people reason to doubt that he was being serious. And like, well, if he wasn't actually diagnosed with something, he's not actually mentally ill. So I I think that was a big factor in people not taking him seriously whatsoever.
but I feel like that's a big issue I have with like society as a whole and the discussion of mental health and mental illness is that like, oh, you have to friggin' like show me proof. Like, you can't prove mental
Yeah,
illness fully. Like, that's not something you can prove. If I break my arm, I can show you my arm's broke. I can't
and
prove to you that I want to kill myself unless I do it. And
yeah,
that's like that. It's rough.
Well, the
And
thing about it was that he was proving that he had an illness whenever he would break down and he would say
yeah,
all the insane
yeah,
shit. But it was
yeah,
so wild that like no one took it seriously.
the like manic episodes in the street and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was just
Did
so
you
out
all
there that no one thought about
did you all watch the apology video?
hmm
Like the one where he was just recording on the street.
it. Yeah,
That was that was rough.
and it's like I feel that guys in general are pretty good at hiding their emotional state as it's kind of expected by us
The
in society.
boys don't cry factor.
Yeah,
yeah,
and like I feel that in many ways, for a lot of guys, right, it's more if they were to lash out due to like a poor mental state, it would be in those crazy and over the top fashion.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's just being like, like we see it all the time, and I'm guilty of making jokes like this too, of the like whole attention whore thing. Of like, oh,
Yeah.
you're just buying for attention, right?
Mhm.
But it's cases like this that make me realize that like maybe that is a part of it, that they want attention because they want their problems to be known, they want help, and to
Yeah.
not help them is more or less like you share that blood on your hands, I think, and
Yeah, I
that's
think that's what I got
kind
out of the whole
of sad.
situation was it's better to take somebody seriously than to doubt them even if you have the best of intentions.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it to doubt somebody.
I was in the camp of he has a problem, but I didn't think he would actually like go through with it. You know,
Yeah.
like I thought he would get help before anything that drastic would happen.
Yeah, cuz a lot of the memes were like he's done this before.
hmm
Yeah, he did it several
And
times throughout the
Yeah.
video.
yeah, but it's a case of like, I understand this, I guess, hesitation to fall into that because like there are so many. I feel like in society it's kind of cool to be depressed now for a lot of people because of,
Yeah.
I guess, our slightly more edgier generation.
Yeah.
But Like, it's serious, right? And it's not something that can just go away, or it's not something that can just like be healed, or it's not something you can just ignore because it's a demon that you have to fight through. And for some people, it sucks because they give up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's incredibly sad that he made an apology video. Like,
Yeah,
he
like,
was the one responsible for everything.
and like I've gone to that same like scenario where it's like it's my fault, right? And I think for a lot of people, it's that same way where they believe it's their fault that they feel like this, and they're a burden on other people and they're a burden on people's lives. And that's like
Yeah.
that's a really toxic way to look at it. But it doesn't help when there are people who, if you were to vent to them, they would be like, "Listen, I'm not your shoulder, right? Like, don't come
Hmm.
to me with your problems and stuff." Like, I don't know. Just it's kind of hard to correctly quantify how I feel about it, other than just I'm pissed. Like, it pisses me off genuinely that like this is still an issue today.
Yeah.
Every time something like this happens, we have like a week of conversation about it, and then we just forget it, right? Bud
Right.
Dahlia, the representative or whatever, killed himself on air with a 357 Magnum in like 1987. And back
Yeah.
then, it was like, okay, well, we need to discuss this mental illness thing because it's getting out of control. People hung themselves in the 90s. Kurt Cobain blew his brains out with a shotgun in like 1998 or something like that, right? Oh,
Right.
wow, we need to have a conversation on mental illness. It's a really big issue. Even today, 2 million LGBTQ plus youths have suicidal thoughts or commit suicide every single year.
Yeah.
And it's like, it really is the silent killer because no one pays attention to it. No one thinks it's a big deal, right? If you have a breakdown, someone's like, oh, it's big baby.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's such an issue with like today's society as a whole. Just the way we treat mental illness and the way we treat mental health in general. Even though we act like we're getting better, we're not.
If you're a big donator, the thing with LGBTQ use committing suicide, if you want to help that out, the Trevor Project is really
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Mhm.
Um,
That is very important. It's like no one should feel ashamed of who they are for any reason whatsoever, whether it's because of your sexual preference or just like who you are as a person. You should never feel uncomfortable in your own skin.
yeah.
Like, I'm sure a lot of people have issues with that. Like, self-image is a big thing for a lot of people, including me. And it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to come to terms with that, but having people berate you for years doesn't help.
Yeah.
Definitely not. And
You definitely
Etika was
like to,
eventually like, he was like in on the jokes and stuff. Like, he was making the clown jokes and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. He even asked like, what day should I do my next breakdown?
Yeah, that's awful.
It's this case of like just people not taking others seriously and just thinking it's a joke. And I understand like in a case of like Etika's, right, where like he really did in those past couple months push people away a
Yeah.
lot, and he said some really horrible things.
Yeah.
But I don't see how anyone who knew Etika like personally, right, people who he knew personally in his life, could see that and go, "Yeah, this is okay. This is Etika as a person."
Right.
Yeah.
Which it is also difficult to help someone that doesn't want to be helped.
Mm-hmm.
And he clearly like never went out of his way to think
Yeah.
that he has a problem or anything. He thought that it was all his fault, that he was the problem.
Which might be the biggest issue with like talks of mental health today is that like it's the person's fault
Yeah.
and not the situation or maybe no one's at fault, right? Like, it's not your fault you
Right.
feel that
It's
way.
But then they convince themselves that is their fault.
Hmm. And society conditions them to believe that it's their fault.
And that's
Yeah.
why we get things like this happen.
Hmm.
and even the people like spamming clown emojis. Them really being at fault really doesn't make sense either. Like, there's something bigger behind it. Just like the attitude.
I feel like just that whole situation is just such a large case of like I'm gonna name drop a YouTuber, Memology 101, who was one of the big like Etika hate brigaders of like, oh, you're faking mental illness for views and money, right? And he did this for like a year, right? It was just like, oh, Etika's a clown, he's fake. And then when this happens, and people are like, hey, you're a dickhead, right? You're a dickhead for saying these things, right? And he's
Yeah.
like, well, listen, it's I had no idea he felt that way. You
You
kidding
also
me?
had no idea that he didn't feel that way when you made videos.
Yeah.
Well, it's just be
Which, I
kind to
mean,
people.
is that better or worse than him going back and saying R.I.P. Attica?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, apologizing should have been what he did.
But I don't know.
That
Don't just like I don't see how these people could genuinely make jokes about Etika actually like dying or like being an attention whore and then go back and be like, oh man, I loved your content. R.I.P. Etika. Here's the suicide hotline if you need it.
Yeah.
You're a snake. You're a snake as a person and you're an asshole. Like, it's really all I can say.
Yeah. There's people that only feel bad because they're not gonna get content.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And it's just that, like, I see on social media all the time of people just being like dickheads to groups of people they don't know, like genuinely.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure we've all seen it, like the anti-LGBTQ plus like posts and all that, right?
Yeah.
And it's another thing to just genuinely like how do they not realize that what they're doing is actually hurting people?
It's because
Like
they're not
when
being the ones attacked.
I guess so.
I
Yeah.
guess
know.
it's just satisfying to attack them.
It's a case of like I'm not a huge believer in just being the bigger man in a lot of cases, right? So like if I see one of those people turn around and then start having their issues of their own, it's like, well, fuck you. You weren't there for that person. Why would I be there for you now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You literally made a post saying gay people should kill themselves, and then you expect me to care when you have girl problems.
Right.
I'm not name calling anyone there either. It's not a name drop.
Mm.
I'm not calling anyone out there. I'm just hyperbole. Hyperbole.
It's
That's a hard word to say.
it's easy for people to do, like, behind the wall of a screen, though.
Yeah.
I think that leads to a lot of the stuff. Like,
That's
maybe
why,
if...
honestly, I don't post on social media a whole lot. Because, like, if I look at it too long, I just get, like, really meh in mood.
Yeah. Same for me. It's really disheartening.
Yeah.
Like, you see this,
Sometimes.
like, social media allows you to essentially construct the perfect idea of your life rather than what your life actually is.
And also just to see what you want to see,
Yeah.
which I think is really bad. People that are insulting other people online, uh, they're not seeing them as other people.
Yeah.
They just see
Like,
them as like an idea that they
yeah,
they're not gonna treat them like
yeah,
It's like people get so like angry and hateful over petty stuff. Really sad. Like who, like personally, if I see someone begging for money online, like a streamer or whatever, I'm like, okay, whatever. But some people get like mad at that. Like they're like, oh man, this person is begging for money. How dare them? Or in the
yeah,
case of Etika, this person's having a mental breakdown. Time to look at hate videos of this person.
yeah.
No reason.
Like the whole begging for money. I can understand being mad at that if the person is clearly like loaded, but otherwise, if they have to do that, then like they have to do that. No other
Yeah.
way.
Respect other people's grind. Who cares? Like people
Yeah.
get mad at titty streamers all the time, and it's like, dude, people are giving them money, so why wouldn't they do it?
Right.
Like, of course they're gonna flaunt their body because that's what gets thirsty guys to give them money. Can't fault them for it.
Yeah.
You don't need a 10-minute breakdown on why titty streamers are awful and are ruining Twitch.
And
I
those are very
stream.
easy to find,
Yeah.
those videos.
Exercise routine.
I'm
It's
talking
just
about
like,
the videos shitting on them, not the.
oh, you can find the others easily as well.
I don't know.
But
It's just
what's
like,
that,
Hmm?
Michael was saying something.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, it's easy to find either one of those.
it's just I don't really get why people are so quick to doubt other people and doubt their problems and doubt who they are. It's like if someone is just vying for attention on social media, right? Isn't that really the point of social media?
Yeah,
To vie for ego boosting attention from people you don't really plan to talk to all that much.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Which is why it's so hard to take them seriously for some people.
True. But I find it's always better just to assume people are serious rather than just assuming that they're joking.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like, what do you get from doubting somebody? Like, there's really no benefit for you. It's just like that's something I don't understand is
You
why.
get someone to hate, and for a lot of people, that's enough. Is how
Yeah, easy to get in groups there.
yeah, something to get against, as opposed to on.
Yeah,
And
I
like,
just I just hope that this whole situation brings people to a better place and we actually grow from it rather than just forgetting about it in like 3 weeks,
yeah,
like we normally end up doing.
yeah. Same thing happens with like school shootings though.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're like, okay, maybe we should talk about guns. Actually, let's not talk about guns. Like the next week.
yeah,
And this year. And it's just a case of like people not really wanting to face the reality of a situation here and face the reality of their own actions, right? Like no one wants to
Yeah.
believe they had a hand in Etika killing himself.
Yeah.
But hey, if you doubted his mental breakdowns and thought he was a troll the entire time and you genuinely like kept calling him like an e-beggar, yeah, you probably did. You probably had a hand in that. Genuinely.
Yeah. It was pretty crazy, like watching streams after the fact and seeing like what the people watching him were saying, and like
yeah,
basically his entire fan base. Not his entire fan base, but that there was a heavy amount that was like there in the streams all the time to make jokes and stuff.
I started watching Etika when he started, and it was like early 2015. I think he started sometime in 2014. Started watching in 2015, and it was right before that first breakdown he had. And I remember
Yeah.
just like you see this young guy who's just full of life and energy and just really loves talking to people and streaming. And then you see him go through some stuff and you just hope he gets better. And then he comes back and he says he's better, right? But people keep harassing him. People keep like there are like some streams where like you can see Etika like kind of just become less interested in what he's doing the more and more he goes.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's so crappy just seeing that light that you like I don't know, it's just like seeing his flame just like kind of burn out, right?
Right.
And just seeing all these people who claim to be fans, who claim to be supporters, turn his back on him or turn their backs on him and then just like show up for that same support as if they were always there from the beginning is so infuriating.
Yeah.
During one of his like last streams, he actually started banning people that were calling him out on his mental illness, and like he just sounded mad like the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
The one time I like got to see him be mad from what I've seen is the Keemstar interview. That was the only time I really saw him angry. All the other times it was just like he was just low, like in his apology video and that kind of thing.
Keemstar's such a fucking culture.
Yeah, that interview was. Yeah.
Such a just detestable person.
He's like just basically calling him crazy the entire time.
Yeah, because that's definitely what you want to tell someone who's mentally ill, that they're crazy.
Yeah.
But
Sure,
then also
gaslight them.
doubt the likelihood of them actually killing themselves.
And the police were actually like doing the same thing to him whenever they broke down his door. They were giving him shit all the time.
Mm.
I have heard like stuff like that. No. I'll leave it like on this though. Like just even though his flame might be gone and like he may not be with us, like that flame still burns on in the hearts that he like inspired, in the people that he inspired, in the people that he brought joy to every day.
Right. And it's better to believe somebody than to doubt somebody when it comes to things like these.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This shouldn't have to happen to anyone. Like at all. It should never have happened, and it shouldn't have to happen.
And if you are someone who needs help, like reach out to someone, anyone, right? Like it's just anyone would do because suffering on your own is infinitely worse than getting support.
Yeah.
I promise that. I promise that.
I think I'm gonna have to wrap this up, boys.
I know.
It's fine with you.
Real talk, some fun dogs.
See ya.
Good podcast, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We went over the hour mark. I cannot believe this.
Yeah,